Today, Friday, the 24th of January 2025, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which of course will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our hand-pick event based on corner kicks and our top match prediction picks on 1.5 and 2.5 goals, which we share to members only, then of course you want to make sure to join either the level 2 pro plan or level 3 master plan to start to have access to these features to take your winning to the next level. Becoming a member will also give you additional advantage by having access to our top-notch tutorial classes to enable you to take your winning to the next height. And to those of you who want to join, of course, you want to make sure to follow the link below this video description. But before we proceed to today's event, of course, I want to share the result which we had on Wednesday. For because we had no event to share with you on Thursday, due to the fact that there were not safety game to share, we decided to skip yesterday, Thursday. But before we proceed to today's event, let's look at the result on Wednesday. So I want to say congratulations to you all for the games we provided on Wednesday gave us huge wins. So congratulations to those of you that followed the event on Wednesday, as we have been having consistent winning throughout. And of course, we wish that you continue with this spirit. So of course, let's look at the result on Wednesday. So looking at the match predictions on Wednesday, of course, we had all the events as successful. So congratulations to you all. And looking at the first event, we looked at Saudi Arabia in the professional league, Al Qadisiyah against its opponent Aruba, and we state that the away team is going to lead, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goals in full time. Both cases were successful. Looking at the next, we looked in the Champions League, AC Milan against Girino. We stated that AC Milan is going to lead this match in full time, and it was successful. Looking at the next, we looked at Arsenal, still in the Champions League, against Dynamo Zagreb. We state that Arsenal will lead, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over. Both cases were successful. In the next event, we looked at Celtic against Young Boys C in the Champions League, and we stated that Celtic will lead this game, and it ended as successful. Followed by the next, Feyenoord against Bayern Munich, still in the Champions League. Of course, we looked at the possibility of 1.5 or 2.5 goal in full time, and the case was true. And finally, we looked at Real Madrid against Salzburg, where we stated that there's going to be the possibility of Real Madrid to either lead this game in full time, as well as the possibility of 1.5 goals and 2.5 goals in full time. Both cases were successful. So huge congratulations to all of you who followed our games on Wednesday. And now let's proceed to the event of today. So congratulations again once more on the event on Wednesday. Let's now proceed to the games we have to share with you today. But before we proceed, of course, we have a quick announcement to make. If you come here to the front page of our channel here, this area that says home, you're going to see that we give match predictions to members only based on corner kicks event, as well as our top match prediction based on 1.5 and 2.5 goals, which of course we share to members only. Also, you are going to see that if you come to the video tab here, you're going to see recently we have published some top-notch epic video tutorials, like for example, expert tips for you for picking soccer matches. We have explained some inside tips which can enable you to start finding games following the strategy we have explained in this video tutorial. Expert tip for picking winning soccer games or matches. You want to make sure to come also to this section, watch this particular video to benefit from what we have to share. Also, we have published another video tutorial titled as 5 hidden Sofascore features to win more bet, which we have explained all the various strategy and hidden feature of Sofascore, which can help you to make consistent win looking at the features we have just shared to help you to find games and include them in your sleep. We have many more tutorials here, which of course you can come and scroll across this area to find those match prediction tutorial which we have explained and make use of it. Of course, if you become a member of either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan, you're going to have access to our top hand match prediction picks which we share to members only. And to those of you who become member of the level 2 pro plan, you have access to this feature. You can see level 2 pro classes, which of course our members are taking advantage of it. You want to make sure to join the level 2 pro plan and start to have access to top-notch match tutorials like live match corner kick football prediction strategy, a simple trick to make consistent winning with our hand-picked games Match prediction strategy, never seen soccer strategy that you have never seen before. Game, that is straight win comeback strategy, which we have been explained, and never seen tactical straight win and over 2.5 goal match prediction strategy, as well as 99% win rate strategy, which you can use to make consistent winning with a strategy. Once you become a member of the Level 2 Pro Plan, you are going to have access to all of these top-notch tutorials. We'll also put a link below this video so that once you become a member of Level 2 Pro Plan, you can take these classes and start to have your winning in your hands. Of course, but if you become a member of the Level 3 Pro Plan, you're going to have access to even top-notch tutorials, which is titled as a Level 3 Masterclass. With this, you're going to have access to our top secret AI tools, over 1.5 goals and straight win strategy, which we have explained here. You will see the tools we use and the strategy to find games which will make you become a master of this. Of course, we also have another game changer corner kick strategy, which we have revealed the top secret website and strategy we use to find corner kick events to make consistent win. You're also going to have access to amazing AI tools which we use, as well as strategy which you can use to find home and away game matches with the strategy we have explained in this tutorial. You also have 2.5 goal strategy to beat the bookies and win even more. So you are going to decide if to join either Level 2 Pro Plan or Level 3 Master Plan. And if you become a member of the Level 3 Master Plan, you'll also be able to have access to all Level 2 tutorials which we have explained. And of course, you can decide now to join what level plan you want to use. And looking at this, of course, we have packaged all our strategy, match prediction strategy to give to you as a package, which of course, if you become a member of either Level 2 Pro Plan or Level 3, you're going to have access to these features to take your winning to the next height. So that being said, let's now begin to the first event of our today's match prediction pick. Looking at the first pick here, we want to look at Croatia in the HNL, a match between Osijek against Sibenik. For this event, the recent performance of the home team, let's come here. We are going to see that the recent performance of Osijek have proved to be very good, especially at home. They have had games recently in the club friendly, as you can see here, and their performance have been amazing. You can see they score a lot, 2, 2, 2, and 4, to prove that the home team Osijek is a good performance team in terms of offensive power. Looking at its opponent, Sibenik, on the other hand, have had game also in the club friendly, as you can see here, and also in the HNL, which its performance has not been as amazing as that of the home. In other words, the defensive line of the away is not that very tough as compared to that of the home. And looking at the recent head-to-head they had this same not very far ago, you're going to see that Sibenik lead by 2-1 against Osijek. This time, Osijek is coming home, and with a better form, the fact that they have had most games in the club friendly, they are still bringing that form here in this particular tournament. And looking at the form in terms of recent game played by the home and away, Sibenik, that is Osijek, which is the home, proved to have a better offense as compared to that of its opponent. They lead this table, having 11 goals scored in 5 events with 5 conceded goals. That is a very good offense. And comparing to that of Sibenik, on the other hand, you're going to see that the defensive line recently is not good, and the offense is also not that very tough. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major pieces in full time. For this particular event, of course, the home team Osijek have proved to have a very great offense recently, especially game they have played in the club friendly. And since the recent performance of its opponent this time is not very tight in terms of defense, we want to look at Osijek to take the advantage of the weak defense of the away to lead in full time as one of the major pick. And since the last head-to-head resulted to 2-1, of course, this time, as the home team want to impress this time since he had a loss in the last head-to-head. Of course, the away also want to impress, and therefore there will be more shoot on target, which will result to goal. So also want to look at goals probability. At least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time as the next major pick, and as well as the possibility of 2 goals over. Therefore, look at 2 to 3 major pick here. 1, the home team to lead. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goals, and 3, 2 goals over. So we want to either go for goals probability, which is the most safest outcome for this particular event. Looking at the next here, we look at Belgium in the Challenge Pro League. The recent performance of the home RWDM, of course, that is a match between RWDM against Genk U23 in the Belgium Challenge Pro League. And looking here, the recent performance of the home RWDM have proved that they have had recent gameplay, that is 2 recently, which performance have proved to be good. That of its opponent, on the other hand, have a high conceding power, and they have mostly had events in the CPL, which is, of course, the Challenge Pro League, and the home also in the CPL. Looking at the recent performance of these two in terms of comparison, you're going to see, of course, by form, the home RWDM have proved here that they have a better stance as compared to that of the away, with an offense which is not that very tough, and the defense also is not very tough. Its opponent, on the other hand, of course, in terms of the defensive line, proved that they have a very weak defense, and of course, the defensive line is not good. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular game played, of course, the defensive line of both sides are not very great. And since they're coming to meet, both of the two sides want to impress. As a result, they will shoot on target and leading also to more impression rate. Therefore, we are looking at goals probability as the major outcome. At least 1.5 goal in this match in full time is our major pick for this event. Looking at the next, we looked at Netherlands in the Eerste Divisie, that is in the Eerste Divisie. We are looking at Volendam against Maastricht. For this particular event, of course, the recent performance of the home Volendam have proved to be very offensive, and have had games, as you can see, recently 4-0, 2-1, 2-0, and 3-0. The offensive strength of Volendam has been impressive. That of Maastricht, on the other hand, is not as offensive as that of Volendam, and the defensive line of Maastricht is not very good. The recent performance game played of these two in terms of comparison based on form, the home team Volendam have proved that they are good, topping this table and scoring 13 goals in 5 events with just 1 conceded goals. The offense is very great with a very tight defense, but the defense and offense of Maastricht, on the other hand, is not as good, and you can see that the defensive line of Maastricht is not very great and the offense is average. And looking at everything in place, we're looking at 2 to 3 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, Volendam, the home, have proved to have a very great offense. And since it leads in terms of the home play by offensive power strength, of course, the defensive line of the away is not that very tough. We want to look at Volendam to take advantage of the weak defense of Maastricht to either lead this game in full time as one of the major picks, as well as the fact that the defensive line of the away is not very tough. It gives the opportunities of goals as well. And having an average offense for Maastricht, we are looking at both sides to impress, but the home team to impress even more. So we are looking at 1.5 goal in full time, 2.5 goal in full time, as well as the home team to lead. These are our 3 major picks for this event. 1, the home to lead. 2, the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time. 3, the possibility of 2 goals over. These are our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next here, we looked at Netherlands in the Eerste Divisie. Roda against Jong Utrecht. Looking at the performance of these two in terms of recent game played, the home Roda recently have not been very offensive, and the defensive line is not also very strong. The opponent, on the other hand, as well, is just as the same as that of the home, with not that very tight defense and the strength, which is not also very tight in terms of offense. Recently, they had a game and they had 0-0. Of course, this time they are still coming to meet, and of course, looking at the form comparison in terms of recent events, they have had the home, of course, proved that Roda here had an offense which is average with a defense that is not very, very tight. The opponent as well, on the other hand, is also as the same and having a defensive line which is not very tight. As you can see, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular match play, of course, both sides are not good in defense. And since they are coming to meet, of course, we'll look at the possibility of impression rate to be increased. Therefore, at least 1.5 goal is what we want to look at in full time, or the home team Roda to give it a double chance. These are our 2 major picks. Roda, a double chance, and at least 1.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we look at Germany in the Bundesliga, the match between Wolfsburg against Holstein. For this particular game played, of course, the home Wolfsburg, based on recent events, have proved that they are good in terms of recent game played, especially the recent game they have had. You can see in the Bundesliga 5, 1, 4, and 3. But comparing to that of Holstein, on the other hand, they also have a good offense, and the defensive line is also not very great. Looking at, of course, the stance performance of these in terms of recent game play they have had by form, Wolfsburg have proved to have a very good offense. As you can see, sitting on the 7th place, they have had 12 goals scored in 5 events with 8 goals conceded. The offense is great and the defense is not very tight. Its opponent, Holstein, on the other hand, also is not having a very tight defense. You can see 14 for 5 game play, they have conceded 14. And the offense is at least average. And looking at this, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular gameplay, of course, Wolfsburg, the home, have proved to be very offensive. And since the away have a defense which is not very tight, we look at Wolfsburg to take advantage of that weak defense. And the fact that the away team also want to impress this time, goals probability is what we want to look at the most, when there will be more shots on and off target. Therefore, we want to look at 1.5 goal in full time as one of the major pick, 2.5 goal as well in full time, or 2 goals over. These are our major pick for this particular event. And of course, to those of you who want to have access to our hand-pick events, which we share to members only, especially corner kick events with huge odds, as well as our goals match prediction picks, which we have shared to members only, then you want to make sure to join either the level 2 pro plan or the level 3 master plan to have access to more odds and of course to take your winning to the next height. You are not only going to have access to our hand-pick event, but you have additional bonus, which is the best, by having access to our top class tutorials, which will give you all the strategies you need to take your winning to the next height. And to those of you who want to join, the link is below this video. I'll put it there. Go directly and join and become a member and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload. And bye-bye for now.